He shoved me once, but he didn't get the chance to do it again. I grew up with Blake since our parents were best friends. Blake and I had a love-hate relationship. When we were little, he would make rude comments 1 second and then play with me the next second. I didn't know when I started crushing on him hard, but it must have been when we first started high school. He went away for summer camp and came back looking completely different. He went from the scrawny kid to a football god. I was in awe of him, but his attitude towards me didn't change. One minute he was kind and telling the clique of mean girls to back off, while another minute he was joining in the cruel words and humiliation. I wasn't sure how to deal with it, but I kept my mouth shut and head down. When we reached senior year of high school, I thought for sure things would get better, that he would get over his immaturity. But if anything, things got worse. His words got meaner, and I would often find myself going home in tears. My parents started asking me what was going on, but I never told them the truth. The girls were getting bolder and started shoulder-checking me in the hallways. Blake stopped being kind to me altogether, instead choosing to stand up for the mean girls. But one day, he got drunk and came over to my house, apologizing for treating me so cruelly. Like an idiot, I forgave him, and he ended up telling me a huge secret. He was very insecure about his body, and always changed in the bathroom stall for football practice and gym class. I thought that was strange, but I also thought it was a breakthrough, and he was going to be nicer to me. Instead, he pretended like he forgot all about our conversation, and the next day, he found me at my locker with his football buddies, and the cheerleader clique a few feet away, watching with smug grins. What? I asked him when he just stood there with a strange look on his face. His expression changed to something that looked like disgust, and he suddenly reached for me, slamming his hands into my shoulders. He shoved me hard, causing me to fall against the metal lockers, cutting up my back. I cried out in pain, tears falling, while his friends and mean girls busted out laughing like hyenas. Blake almost looked apologetic, but he said nothing as he strolled back to his people with a smirk on his face. Why? I whispered, wiping at the tears on my face. He shrugged. You're a loser, he replied. You don't deserve to breathe the same air as us. Then he wrapped his arm around one of the cheerleaders and strolled away, with his buddies following behind, hooting with laughter. I had to go to the nurse to get the cut stitched up, and they sent me home early. I couldn't hide the truth from my parents anymore, and they were livid. They wanted to confront Blake's parents immediately, but I stopped them with a sly smile. I got this, I said firmly. I know exactly what to do. The next day at school, I snuck out of my class during his gym class. I headed into the boys' locker room and found his locker. I practically knew everything about him because we grew up together, so it wasn't hard to find out the combination to his locker. It was his birthday. I grabbed his clothes, stuffed them in my backpack, and hid in the girls' bathroom until class was over. I waited long enough until I knew that the boys were all gone, and Blake was probably in the shower, since he didn't like showering with the other boys. I headed back into the locker room, spotted his gym clothes on the bench outside of the shower room. Grabbing his clothes, I stuffed them in my backpack too, and booked it out of the locker room with a goofy smile on my face. Sweet revenge, I waited around the corner, and my smile got wider when I heard him curse loudly. He exited the locker room and saw me immediately, face pale with fear. His hands clutched the towel that was wrapped around his waist. What is going on? He demanded. You hurt me, I said coldly. Now I'm going to hurt you. He immediately began pleading with me. No, please, just give me my clothes. I'll never hurt you again. I laughed without humor. I've heard that one before, I scoffed. You want your clothes? Come and get them. Then I ran through the halls with him following me and screaming my name. I laughed as I ran, pleased when kids began leaving their classrooms to see the commotion. The fun ended when the principal left his office to see what was going on. I got suspended for a week, but it was totally worth it.